Hey, what is going on, guys? This is the SS Ultimate Goku back with another video. And, I am going to be talking about a very, very interesting situation that has blown up on the internet. And, I mean, it's not really mattered to me because, you know, I know a lot of people are really looking forward to the Spider-Man No Way Home film. It's not really something that I'm that much into because, I'm more into the Venom side of it, as you guys know, and I've said many times here, but there is a lot of controversy with a recent leak photo. Now, I've been hearing leaks and fake Photoshop made sets up of fake stuff about Far From Home for like over a year now from people. And none of it's ever panned out. It's always been fake stuff. Um in the end, but in this situation, um it seems to be legit. Um, but it doesn't come with all the controversy because it doesn't come without controversy because a certain YouTuber named John Campea, who is someone I actually watch and am subscribed to. So this really is really interesting that I'm going to be covering someone that I actually liked his contents. Still sort of do. But recently I have not really liked the way he's been conducting his stuff. And you guys know I called him out a couple of months ago on his statement or the video he made about Snow White when they announced the Snow White casting. A couple of years ago, he had made a statement when Commissioner Gordon had been casted the way he was casted. He had made a statement saying that Commissioner Gordon wasn't essential. His race wasn't essential to the plot of the movie. And then when they casted Snow White the way they did, when it's clearly in the source material that Snow White is white, he basically doubled down on that, and I got pissed off that he did that. But it's whatever. I know he's someone that I know has a lot of, he talks to a lot of people within the industry, which is cool. But I just was really annoyed by that because he told his audience something and then he basically backed off of it when it literally slammed him right in the face a couple years later, where it's clear as day that Snow White is supposed to be a white character, and he basically just ignored that fact. Now, John has gotten himself in trouble a little bit more. Um, and that's because he leaked two photos, which in his Twitter feed he basically said, "Do you think this is real or is this a clever Photoshop?" And so the photos in question, um, put this up. So the first one was basically the three Spider-Men. Tom Holland's the MCU Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire, the original Spider-Man for the live-action movies, and then Andrew Garfield from the Amazing Spider-Man movies that Sony did that didn't do well. So, they show this. I'll give my thoughts on it to begin with. So he shows this, and also he puts his watermark on this photo, which we'll get to that. So that was the first one. The second one was probably the more interesting one because pretty much everyone knows that Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield are going to be in this movie. They just haven't confirmed it yet. It's like unofficially confirmed at this point. But so then this comes out. And this is basically Tom Holland Spider-Man, Peter Parker, and you got two other people here, and then you got this guy right here who was basically Daredevil in the Netflix television series, and he's here right now in that. And obviously, no one really knew that Daredevil was going to be in this movie because obviously he was a Netflix Marvel property for Marvel TV. He's still going to be playing Daredevil, but the Daredevil he's playing in the MCU is not going to be the same Daredevil as the Daredevil from the Netflix TV series, because that was from Marvel TV. That wasn't done by Kevin Feige, so that really isn't canon to the MCU. He's back. So, but it's the same actor though. It's the same. So even though it's a different Daredevil, it's the same actor that portrayed Daredevil in the Marvel TV series. He's bringing him back, but as a new Daredevil character in the MCU. So this was leaked, or at least this is what was leaked by John Campea. So this is why he's in hot water, because about a couple minutes after he posted this cryptic tweet about, is this real or is this a clever Photoshop? You decide. He deletes it within 5 minutes and then comes up with some weird excuse and then deletes that. And then he explained on his video that basically that the photos, from his quote-unquote source was basically he did not know it was real, and the people that told him that they didn't know it was real or not. And so he posted it, and then supposedly he got a call, and then after that he deleted it because they said it was probably real. He gave hints. And I think he even said, like, someone with an S in his video. So that tells me that Sony probably called him. But I wouldn't be surprised if Marvel Studios didn't call him. Somebody called him. Whether it was the mouse above from Disney, Sony, Kevin Feige, or the MCU, or someone who works at the MCU, or Marvel Studios. Somebody called him. Those were the people who called him. Okay? Because this is most likely a real photo. Now, why he put his watermark on there, I have no idea. People are saying, well, he didn't know, so that's why he posted it, because he just assumed it was another faked clever Photoshop photo, which he is right when he says that. There's been multiple faked photos. I've actually debunked some faked artwork that was posted and presented as a real leak in my own Discord, because someone had thought that it was a real thing, and then I actually had to post the source from the artist's Instagram where the artwork had originated, where people online had taken that and basically used it as a real thing that was presented as a real leak. So there has been a lot of leaks this year that have been fabricated by many people online just to kind of get clout and try to spread fake rumors about things that are going to happen in the movie that aren't. So he is right when he says that. The problem here is what was the intent of this? What was the intent? Was he doing this for clout, or was he doing it for attention, or did he genuinely not know? Now, I know John has a lot of followers. He has a lot of subscribers. I am one of his subscribers, by the way, as I mentioned earlier. So he doesn't really need the publicity. Doesn't need the publicity, right? Because, he's got a big fan base. He doesn't need the clout. Did he know? Well, I'm not a mind reader. I don't know for sure. if he knew or not, for sure. But I do know that he had to have known something, whether he knew it was 100% legit or not. He knew there was something to it, because why would you post it and then be like, is this real or is this a clever Photoshop? So he had to have some type of idea. I'm sure he just assumed it was Photoshop because that was the norm by that point. But he had to have known something. Especially depending on whoever's source was. Obviously, people are saying, well, why can't he just give up his source if, like, you know, he wants to get himself out of this? Because that's not what you do. You don't give up a source. You don't give up a source. That's journalism 101. You can't give up a source, and no one can compel you to give up a source, because that is a part of our First Amendment. So it's freedom of press. So he doesn't have to give up the source, first and foremost. And also, if he did give up the source, that would make him worse, because then more people will not trust him with things anymore if he did give up, like, the source of this juicy contents that he got. Okay? You know, that's not something you're gonna want to do, because then people won't trust you anymore. You know, so that's why he's not going to give it up. But this whole, now he's pretending like it doesn't, because now he's pretending that it doesn't even exist. Or whatever. He's trying to pretend that this doesn't. It's not a good look, because it's a lot of blowback, and there are a lot of people that are pissed because of the spoiler of it. The whole spoiler idea of it. But I find this really weird that a lot of people are upset about the spoiler aspect of it, when they pretty much, like, everyone knows that Maguire and Garfield are gonna, or Andrew and Toby are gonna be in this movie. So it's not really a spoiler if you have in your mindset already that they're gonna be in the film, even though they haven't been officially confirmed. The only one really, I guess you could say, probably will upset you is the Daredevil one, because obviously there's rumors about Daredevil, but no one really took it seriously that Daredevil was going to be in a Sony movie. No one took it really seriously, so I guess that really is probably the more takeaway. Now, John also claimed that there were 2 other photos that he was sent by his source that were even more, quote-unquote, more juicier than the ones that he put on Twitter, which is quite interesting, that he would have something more than that. What, is Venom going to be in this movie, or is there going to be another person that we don't know is going to be in this movie? Or maybe he knows what the characters that are confirmed, what they're going to look like. You know, maybe that's one of the pictures. I don't know. But if this does turn out to be true, which I don't know, maybe it isn't true. Maybe this is all taken out of context. Who the hell knows? But if this is true, then it is not a good look for John, because it does look like he was in it, that he, you know, really wanted people to know that he posted this. You know, even if he didn't know for sure this was real or not. He by posting the watermark on the leaked photos, the watermark will forever have him on that leaked photo. So when this movie comes out in a month from now, when it comes out, and if these are real, everybody forever is going to know now that John Campea basically spoiled, you know, surprises for the movie, because you can never take that away. You can never take those watermarks away. You know, those watermarks are going to forever be linked on that photo that you posted out on Twitter. Everybody is going to know forever that you did that. And you can hide it, you can deny it, you can make all the excuses in the world, but no one is not going to forget that. Now, is this going to hurt his YouTube career and his career as a podcaster? Probably not. It's probably, people are probably going to forget about it in a year or whatever, or when I move on to their next thing. Everything's just going to be business as usual. But every time when they look up Spider-Man No Way Home, they're going to always look and they're going to always see that. They're going to always see that. Because John posted it. And whether he had malicious intents or not, we won't never truly know. Because he's not going to comment on it, anything past than what he's already said. And unless we ever find out who the source was, which, yes, the source could have been a Sony person that works at Sony or works at Marvel Studios, because we know that there was some back and forth about the second trailer about whether Spider-Man is going to be in the other Spider-Men are going to be in the second trailer, or they're going to just keep it quiet until everybody goes see the movie and have it be a big surprise. Sony wants it to be a surprise. MCU wants it to be teased into the second trailer. And so maybe it was a disgruntled employee from Sony that doesn't agree with what Sony's doing, and they were like, we're going to send this to him and get publicity off of it. It could be that, or it could be someone from the MCU that works at the MCU, Marvel Studios. But it's not a good look. And, someone like John, who obviously knows people in the industry of the studios, as well as, the connections he has, it hurts those connections because, he's someone that comes off as very professional. And that's why a lot of people like him, because he is very professional and he doesn't really do all these clicky baity things that you see certain Marvel YouTubers are. Talking about you, Comic Book Cast. You see people that do these like things, and I see a bunch of different Marvel YouTubers that do all these dumb things where they're pretending that they oh yeah, this is definitely happening, or this is definitely, you see all these YouTubers that do all these stupid things, especially with the Marvel community. I see it a lot. John doesn't really do that, and so this definitely hurts his cred as a YouTuber that is professional, and that's why I think he's very over when it comes to the YouTube community. Is that he, is professional when he does the stuff, and that's why I subscribe to him, because I've seen his videos, and I see someone that is very honest on a lot of the stuff that he says. But then when he does crap like this, and of course he, I obviously I've seen him on his backtracking thing with the whole Snow White thing. Snow White is essential. Snow White being white is essential to the plot, and yet he didn't even mention that. But then a year before that, with Commissioner Gordon, it was like okay, because he was, him being white was not essential to the plot. But it was okay when Snow White did it. It was okay when Snow White wasn't casted as a white person, even though she's supposed to be white. So that was my biggest issue with John. But yeah, but that's my thoughts really on the leak. Not very good look on John. And I don't know what's gonna happen. Like I said, I don't know if this is real or not. I mean, this is probably the closest real thing that we know of that could possibly be real and not some fake bullcrap leak. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about this. What do you guys think about the controversy? What do you think? Do you think John knew? Do you think he not knew? Do you think he knew more than he's telling us? So what do you guys think on this one? Let me know in the comment section. Comment, rate. Make sure to subscribe. Hit that notification bell for all the latest contents. And yeah, guys, all the description links in the description. And I'm out of here. I'm the SS Ultimate Goku Maverick. Peace.